What's
Is
up?
it me?
It's on you because
Is
you're
it me?
because you're so Shayzy.
Oh, that was kind of all right.
That's
that
right.
Was cute. That was cute.
Thank you.
On the green, money green.
That's right.
And this
You
is
so Shayzy.
you so Shayzy. We're gonna start using that. That's gonna be one of the new acronyms. Oh, excuse me, words that we're gonna be using.
That's cool.
But here we are again with another episode of Lyrics and Lies.
I'm gonna break it down because we talking about black love, so
We're
you gotta
talking about
you gotta show some enthusiasm.
Black love, which
Black
is so
love.
beautiful.
Season 3, episode 1.
Season 3 on OWN.
In the beginning,
In the beginning, there
Yeah.
was woman and man and woman,
and vaginas and ding ding,
and
and
so forth and so forth.
and lots of butt naked sex in the garden.
Black love.
And after hot butt naked sex in the garden, the man got hungry and Eve gave him an apple.
There you.
He said, "Eat this apple, build your stamina
Oh,
up for build your stamina for round 2, and come on and jump back in this garden while we're in the garden."
And they did. It's like, no. Anyway, anyway, we're gonna go right into Black Love. I love the show. I introduced this to Money Green because this is my 3rd season looking at it. This show right here makes me really like OWN. There's some shows on OWN that I'm a little disappointed about, but this is one of the good shows.
What are you disappointed about?
We won't go into that.
I want to hear this.
We'll do that on
real quick. No,
OWN.
real quick.
It's just some shows that I wasn't expecting OWN to have.
Like what?
Like when she started doing the Sundays and like Black Love. Like
You like Black Love?
Yeah.
What Sundays?
But the one I don't like like the 90 Day, the fiance stuff.
Okay.
They got this show called To Have and To Hold.
Okay, I don't know about those.
Yeah, they not. It's like when you have a show like Black Love, and she has her Sunday best shows that come on that she talks about.
Sunday class or something. The classes.
And then she don't do that. She doesn't do the master class no more.
Okay.
I miss that. If Oprah's listening, bring the master class back.
All right, you heard it. Shay says, "Bring back the
Those
master
were
class."
classic shows that she had on her show. That's now it's not as classic. I like Tyler Perry, but it's getting a little Tyler Perry-ish.
All right, well let's get
All
back
right,
to Black
so
Love.
let's get back to Black Love. This season on Black Love, I'm going to name the couples.
This episode.
Oh yeah, excuse me. This
'Cause
season, this episode, because each episode have different couples on.
And I think they may cross over a little bit.
Yeah, they cross
may.
over, but
Some-
then they'll
some of
add
them.
some new couples in.
All right.
So this season they have Terry Crews and Rebecca Crews. They have Sally and Don. What's his name? DeAndre, Tommy and Latoya, Kevin and Melissa, Candy and Todd, Chris and Maddie, and it's another couple.
We don't need another other couple.
We don't. I really didn't want to mention them. But anyway, we're going.
Why are you discriminating against gay people?
I'm not discriminating. I don't remember their names.
Look, the other couple, they
name?
sausage fight.
Well, I don't have their names.
But it's sausage 1 and sausage 2. And it's, when they get naked, it's 2 sausages.
Okay.
I can't remember their names.
I don't remember their names either.
But we could talk about the sausage couple.
But the 2 guys. The first person that came on was Latoya and Tommy.
All right, they come on and off, on and
Yeah,
off.
they came on good. I think it was talking about at the beginning how they met.
Right.
And
in the beginning of the relationship.
Of their relationship.
So break it down.
I
Tell
like
us about
that
it.
Latoya said,
Uh-oh.
that she had gave up on love. In a way, or gave up on her looking for love.
Just like you.
She wanted somebody else. Yeah, that's true. But nobody's trying to help Shayz on the mic. If y'all hear that, send somebody my way. Thank you. Inbox you later.
Well, Shay's had a party with some thugs.
Anyway, back to Latoya and
Y'all
Tommy.
asked Shay's why she ain't jump on them thugs. It's about 10 thugs. Ate up all her food. Went use the bathroom. drank the liquor, and grabbed some more food and walked out the door. So y'all asked Shay's, how come them thugs weren't good enough?
There wasn't, because see, Mr. Money Green left when he didn't see what else happened at the party.
Oh, but they got nasty. Everybody?
They was all outside.
Oh, outside.
Anyway, back to Latoya and Tommy. I like the way she said that, and she said that the designer, I think her last name is Chu, Nikki Chu. Because I look at Nikki Chu. Y'all check out Nikki Chu on Aspire. She is a
Chu what?
Phenomenal. She does the decoration. She decorates people's homes and whatever. She hooked Latoya up with Tommy, and she told her not to tell what her name was, just to say it's Toya.
Right.
Not to say Latoya. So she wanted him to know that she was just a regular girl. She didn't want him to know that she was any kind of celebrity, just a regular girl. The funny part when he asked her for a pic, and she sent a picture of her ankle or her vest. So she never sent a picture of her.
And then she said
face.
she sent a picture of somebody else's ashy ankle.
Right.
She's very funny. Her sense of humor is very strong.
I like it. It was cute.
And you wouldn't know that watching Latoya Luckett on Greenleaf. You would think she was a pretty serious person, but she is a cut up. She likes to clown. She likes to laugh. If you keep her laughing, you can keep them panties dropping.
So I think their relationship was really cute. How they got together. Their religion is very strong. I think they fell in love with each other, or he said he did, after he saw her, which I thought was so cute. I thought their what I want to say love finding was really sweet and fairy tale-ish a little bit,
Right.
but it was cute.
I think most of them were fairy tale-ish. Not most of them. Yeah, maybe half of
Well, I
them.
don't think Terry Crews and Rebecca's was.
It was for her.
Well, yeah.
So Terry Crews' wife, the woman, Rebecca, she given up on love too. She was a single parent, had a young daughter.
Yeah.
I think her daughter was less than a year old. And Terry Crews showed up and canceled their first date because he said he didn't have any money, whatever. And she said, I'm not going to hear from him again. And then he called her the following week and said, all right, I got my paycheck. Let's go out. So she was happy about that. Then when he said, I'm going to love you, I'm going to love your daughter, and you don't have to worry about that, and I'm going to do A, B, C, and D, and he lived up to it. That was fairy tale-ish to her because she thought everything was over with for her, being in her situation. And he stepped up and he turned her out. And they've been married for 29 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
And he didn't have anything. He said all he had was a Public Enemy poster and some socks and drawers. That's actually what he said.
Yeah.
But it goes to show that a lot of men feel like they have to have a certain amount of assets or have to have attained a certain amount of items before they get serious about a woman. And some women just don't give a damn. Rebecca knew that he didn't have anything, but she trusted him and the love that he had for her, and she just jumped out there. Yeah. And we need more women like that in the world.
And the words, I think his words.
Hold on, pause right there. 1 second. We're gonna come back to his words. But now that I mentioned it, he was the perfect definition of what TLC called a scrub. And today you may call him a F-boy or an up-boy because he didn't have a lot going for him, but he was in her face. And he canceled because he didn't have any money. And he approached her, he didn't have much. And then on the dance floor, he couldn't do much as far as he didn't want to get close to her. And he was just like a jolly person. He didn't have any game. So he probably would be shot down by a lot of people. But you see all this talent that he has. And you see what he brought to the table in the long run. And they're millionaires or whatever off of his talent. And her strength, of course, and her holding him down. But he's not just an F-boy, but that's probably what he will be looked upon as far as his characteristics. So women, y'all need to look a little closer at some of the brothers, because a lot of women say potential doesn't pay the bills, but potential develops into things that do pay more than bills. They can create a fantasy lifestyle for you. Have you vacationing around the world. Anyway, his words.
I think his words to her and how he was with her. I think it's women like to see something from men, even if they don't have a lot of money or they have a potential to seem like they're going somewhere. If you got
ambition.
Ambition, a conversation that you're telling me this is what I'm working towards and this is what I want to do. But I need time to get there. But I see that you're trying to get there.
Right.
That's different than I'm just hearing a whole bunch of this and less of doing the work behind it.
But some of them want you to have it up front.
Well, that's probably the young girls who really.
That's what I'm saying. Today's terms, the F word.
The young girls, because they don't know.
They were like, look, you got A, B, C, and D? Well, get the hell out of my face.
Yeah. But see, that's why they keep getting hurt and getting the wrong people, because they think the men who got money, half of them men who got money don't care nothing about you because they can get another one tomorrow night.
They already got 10 more.
Yeah. So there's no caring and love in that. It's just that, hey, I can buy what I want and what I need.
Tell them, Shay.
So you need to really look close into that.
School them, Shay.
So the other couple that I thought was cute was Kevin and Melissa. And that's my boy Kev on stage.
All right, comedian Kev on stage.
Yeah, I like Kev on stage. I look at him on Facebook, so I was so shocked to see him on this show.
I did not know who he was. He is really blown up.
Yeah.
To make it onto his own.
To make it on own. He really was shocked his own self because he talked about it on his page. How he was so shocked and surprised to be called on that. But I thought his little fairy tale, I mean, his wasn't a fairy tale. I think his was cute of how he met his wife.
That was fairy tale-ish.
But no, I mean,
to marry your high school sweetheart.
Well, yeah, but the way it happened though, I thought it was funny the way he had to pass the note to the girl.
From somebody else.
From somebody else who he was looking at too.
No, the other guy was looking at the girl.
Yeah, the other guy too was looking at the same girl he was looking at. But he
passed
the note. And he how you feel like that? I'm passing the note to the girl I like too.
He ain't gotta pass it. He could have.
He shouldn't have passed it. He should have put it on the ground somewhere. But he was trying to, go ahead and pass it. I think he was curious to see what she's going to do. That's why he probably passed it. See what kind of reaction.
No, he didn't want to let his boy down. That's what that was about. He didn't want to let his boy down. His boy said pass it to him. So he couldn't do the opposite. And his boy might have punched him in the mouth.
She ain't get no reaction. He ain't get no reaction.
Right.
So which was good. So that gave him an end.
That's true.
But
they pretty much got on her nerves.
Yeah, they weighed her down.
They made her start dating him.
Yep.
They harassed her. He got her friends to say, ask her to come out, ask her if she want to go out, ask her can she be my girlfriend.
Good guy.
And after a while she was like, look, okay, god dang, shoot. We go together now.
Okay.
And they've been together
see?
And how long have they been together? I can't remember how many years.
They was together 19 years.
Oh my goodness. Now what was dope about them? Because she was real, I'm not gonna say tough, but it seemed like she ran things. And like, you better sweat me and that's how it seemed.
I'm laughing the way you said it.
Yeah, that's how it seemed. You better sweat me, you better be all up on me, otherwise this thing ain't gonna work. But then when it said that he was getting leaving school, he was dropping out of school because he didn't have enough money in college. And she said, oh no. And she went and signed a school loan for him. Mm-hmm. So she got the loan in her name and paid for his school. Thousands of dollars. He said it was $900. She said, oh no, it was way more than that. That meant a lot.
Yeah, it did.
And it's amazing that a lot of people would say, oh, he's an F-boy. You gonna pay for some dude's college? Y'all ain't married, blah, 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 blah. And then look what happened. He ended up doing great things, or they're doing great things together. And like you say, it's one of Shay's favorite comedians today because she took a chance on her love and her relationship. So that's important. Who else you got?
We got Sally
Richardson, the beautiful actress from back in the day, and Dondre Robert from The Cosby Show.
Yeah, he played on a lot of shows.
Now they did a great job on the Real Husbands of Hollywood. They did a great job on that show. There's an episode where Sally and DeAndre, whatever his name is, they invited Boris Kojo and Nicole. They invited them to a party, and they were using all these sexual innuendos at the party. And Boris and Nicole went to the bathroom together, and they started panicking. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? They're talking about swinging, and they got naked and ran out the bathroom thinking the sexual innuendos really meant something, but they were really talking about something totally different. So they were standing there naked in front of a room full of people. Like, what the hell are y'all doing? That is a real good episode. But what I like, and also when I see Sally Richardson, the first thing I think about is the song Remember the Time. You have no idea why?
What?
Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson? Okay.
You know that's about her.
Yeah.
Teddy Riley was hired by Michael Jackson to do the Dangerous album.
Oh.
And he was going to record it in Michael Jackson's studio in New York. So while Teddy is trying to figure out what he's going to do, this is like the first 3 days, his phone rings. It's Sally Richardson. He's like, where are you? She said, I'm in New York. Where are you? He said, I'm in New York. And they connected and they went to just chill together doing what they do. And they were, because he used to date her. So he was with her and he was like, do you remember? And they just started playing, do you remember when we used to do this? And the next thing you know, he just started writing, do you remember?
Oh, okay.
When
so
we
have to give
fell
him
in love.
Hats off for that song.
Yes, give it to her too. Because she turned Teddy out so he can write that.
Yeah.
They wrote that song, really they wrote it together in their previous relationship. And Teddy was just writing it down later. So that's what I think about when I think of her. And of course, thinking about him, you think about the Cosby Show. Vanessa, she likes Robert. Yeah, Stevie Wonder episode.
Yep, 16 years.
That's right.
Of marriage.
But their energy is good.
Yeah.
Now, what I like about her, I'm gonna tell you what I like about her, and this has nothing to do with how she looked in her physical appearance, because her toenail polish was chipped all over her face. But she told him, "You're going to marry me." She told him that when they first began dating. I think it was the first or second date or something. She said, "You know what? You're gonna marry me." And then she also told him, "I love you first." Mm-hmm. And he didn't tell her back. But when she told him, she said, "Look, you don't have to say anything. I'm just letting you know how I feel." That is the bomb, because a lot of people, a lot of women especially, if she says it and he doesn't say it back, she'll be like, "Oh, he doesn't feel that way. Oh, the relationship is over. Oh, I can't believe I poured my heart out to him. He left me hanging out there like that." No, you just chill. Let that man say it on his time. And eventually later, he said it to her, but he had to feel it. And she gave him the comfort and the freedom to say it when he really felt it. So that was the bomb on her part. So Sally Jesse Raphael Richardson. Mm-mm. Sally Richardson gets an A+ for that. She gets a gold star for that.
Yeah, and that's the way you're supposed to do it. If you feel a certain kind of way and that person hasn't said it yet, it's okay. That's happened to me before, so I'm with her on that.
And Dondre is the guy on Queen Sugar.
Yep, he's on Queen Sugar.
With the cowboy hat.
What was the difference in their ages?
Why you all in their ages? Leave the ages alone. That's not part of the show.
I think that's the great part, because sometimes even people whose age are different doesn't always mean that it's not going to work.
You can find black love regardless of your age.
Yeah, but some people have a problem with ages, or they feel a certain way, or they feel like, oh well, I'm a cool girl, or whatever. But if you find a good relationship with somebody, it shouldn't be about age. So that's the reason why I was curious about the age difference.
All right. So what about Candy and Todd? Candy from Escape, the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Todd Tucker from New York. I think he's from the Bronx. Todd, if I'm wrong, don't hurt me on that, but I think Todd's from the Bronx. So what's up with them? You all right?
Yeah, it seemed like, I don't know. I mean, I guess they work, but I guess when he was saying I was a new hot boy on stage, she was like, well, she kind of like...
She kept it real. Candy keeps it real.
Yeah, it's just, I think it's the way she does it to me. It's like, all right, if you thought he was hot, it's fine. You ain't got to be like, well, at the time, man,
so you don't like,
he was hot.
You don't like Candy that much, huh?
I don't have a problem with Candy. I just think I don't like how she does certain things.
You don't like the energy?
That's the way she does it.
You mean in the episode?
Right.
Or all the time?
In the episode.
So you didn't like her energy or how she played off of him?
Yeah, she didn't. To me, to me, I thought it was cute that he said that, and she could have played off of that, even if it was. I mean, well, yeah, I did think you.
She kept it
the
real.
Point was, did you find him attractive or not? Whether you found out two hours later, a day later, you found that he was an attractive dude.
She took the Martin route. He aight.
Yeah.
He was aight.
If he alright, then why you married to him? He had to be more than alright.
Yeah, but that could be something totally different. That could be that could be the mind, the mentality, his intellect, his drive. But Todd stepped out there. So everybody, when you're on set, the staff and the production team are not supposed to have relationships or intimate relationships or personal relationships with the actors.
Okay.
And in this case, you have the reality stars. So they're not supposed to do that. But Todd was sent to deliver a message to Candy that she was not to report to a certain part of the set at that time because they were all full. So he went there and he ended up staying there for 5 hours or so. They just chit-chatted and talked until she started dozing off. And when he was leaving for the night, he pulled her close and gave her a kiss. Mm-hmm. Something that she wasn't expecting, but it caught her off guard. And after a while, they just started sneaking around, doing their thing while he was still working there, which is illegal. He could have got fired. Then when they got home, back to Atlanta, he was sneaking to her. My bad. She was sneaking to his place, and
because she had children.
And she would sneak back home because her daughter. She didn't want her daughter to wake up without her there and all this kind of stuff. And she didn't want to bring everything around her daughter. And eventually, she put him on the spot and said, "Look, what we gonna do? It's just turning into something or what?" And he wanted to mess around a little longer, but he decided that, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this with you. He had to quit his job, and everybody told him not to quit his job. Mm-hmm. You must be out your mind.
Idea.
All his boys told him not to quit his job. I would have told him to quit. I think he did the right thing. Mm-hmm. And he turned out years later, he has his own productions. Mm-hmm. He's now a member of the cast. He's, one of the people on the show. And happily married, and they have one kid and one on the way. So big ups to them. I know Shayz didn't like how they played off each other. I like how they played off each other.
I like Todd's energy. I think Todd's energy was more than
a little confident.
Yeah.
She's a little laid. She's a little laid back.
Yeah, but I mean, just give him his props. That's all I said. You ain't have to put it out there like, yes,
But she gave him vagina. What more props? Those are the biggest props a man can get.
Nothing wrong with stroking the ego of once in a while while he's on the TV show.
Speaking of stroking,
Chris and Maddie?
No, Candy. The first time either of them said "I love you" was when they were having sex, and Candy blurted out "I love you," and he didn't say it back. So just like Sally singing to Dondre, Todd didn't return that same energy verbally. But he said
she said she loved the sex. That's what it was.
No, she said I love.
I'm just playing. It was a joke.
She could have, but you think she wouldn't say that because she didn't want to give him his props, huh? But she said, he said later he gave her the "I love you" just out of the clear blue, but he just felt it. So she was getting in the car. And he said, "I love you," and I'm sure it caught her off guard. I'm sure she was happy to hear it also. But that's how it functioned with them two. So big ups to them. Who else you got? Tommy and LaToya. Tommy going crazy when he found out that LaToya Luckett was actually LaToya Luckett and lost his mind. Talking about how fine she was when they met and all this kind of stuff. So
she was fine. He was fine too.
Yeah. Well, listen to you. Go ahead, Shayz. Tell them how you really feel.
I thought it was cute.
The other couple, I ain't gonna say too much about this couple, but Chris and Maddie. And this is how crazy people are. I'm gonna tell you, I wouldn't have did this. So Chris was having game night at his house. So he invites everyone to come over to say it's 7 o'clock. This other friend said, "Oh, well, my other friend wants to come. Her name is Maddie, but Maddie doesn't have a ride." So Chris is supposed to go pick up Maddie and get back to his place in time for his party. And it's his party now. She's late. See how inconsiderate people can be? And she had a weave, was real jacked up, and she was late with that. Oh my goodness. But he waited around so long that he ended up being late to his own party. Now she would have got left if that were me.
Yeah. She could have Ubered.
Catch an Uber, you catch a cab. And
I didn't know you like that.
Never met her before.
Never met her before. She would have had an Uber. I'm sorry.
Waited for her in the parking lot at Home Depot or something.
That's a long time.
She would have got left. And if we were to be together, then she can find her way there, and then we can hook up. And I ain't gonna talk about her hair on the show. I ain't gonna talk about that either. I'm gonna leave that alone, just like I left Pepper alone when we talk about Salt and Pepper. But they seem like a pretty cool couple.
It was pretty decent couple, you know. Other than that part, I agree with you on that. I've never met this person before, and I'm waiting longer than I have to, and I don't really have to. This is my party. I really didn't have to come pick you up.
Right.
You know, my thing is, if you wanted to come to the party, you should have Ubered, or the person who suggested for her to come, why they didn't give her a ride? I don't get that.
And another thing, going back to Rebecca and Terry Crews. Terry Crews, she put him on the spot after 3 months, asking him what's going on, what are we going to do? Basically saying, look, we going to get married or what? After 3 months. And he said, yeah, we're going to get married. And he ended up doing so very quickly against the wishes of a lot of other people. But it's interesting that you never know when you're going to get married, because she didn't even have a man. So say it's January 1st. She didn't have a man January 1st. But by the end of March, she already had somebody who said we're going to get married, and they ended up getting married shortly afterwards. Didn't have much, but they still ended up doing it. The biggest thing, but I'm just saying that to say you never know when it's going to take place. You never know how long it's going to take. Some people court, old school term, they court or go out or date for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And then they say, all right, the wedding date is going to be now. But some people do it earlier. So you never know if it's going to be sooner or later. That has no impact on whether or not the marriage is going to be successful. It's all about the two people involved, and hopefully leaving other people out of it.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people think that you, before you get married to somebody, that you should invest in time. And you know, some people's time, and they looked at 3 months is not enough time to know somebody. It's not enough time to get to know anybody. That's what a lot of people always say. 3 months? That ain't enough time. You don't know. You could be a killer. You don't know what he is. But you know, I guess there's people who's gotten married less than a month.
Yeah.
Or less than the 3 months that they did, and are married and still together. I like you said, it depends on the two people and how you feel within that moment, and then too, how you continue after the marriage, after you get married. Because the wedding is just a date for people to come together and enjoy it. But the marriage is forever, and what you do with it is between you and the other person.
Preach, Shayz.
So I think sometimes people always get excited about that day, but the day is the beginning.
Shayz preaching.
Forever.
Shayz preaching up in here. The biggest thing I got from this, now, for the record, this is my first time watching an episode of Black Love.
So how did you like it?
I really liked it. My biggest take from this episode is you can meet someone anywhere. You can meet the person that you're supposed to be with anywhere. So if you think about it, one person met the other person on a set of a TV show. Another person met somebody on a blind date, which was a game night.
Hint, hint.
Somebody else met somebody on a hookup. Oh, I think you really like my friend. It just goes on and on. You never know. So people say, nah, you need to meet somebody on church. No, don't meet anybody online. It's a lot of marriages that have people who connected online originally.
Right.
So you really can't go by where you meet the person. You just meet them. Be it church, the set, the club, the bar, the happy hour, the museum, coffee, Starbucks line, the grocery store, aisle 7, frozen goods, whatever.
Home Depot.
In traffic, at church. No, you just.
or the hookup. Just tell them that my name is Shayz. Don't say on the mic. Don't say lyrics and lies.
I won't.
Just do that.
I'm gonna say that.
You know,
I'm
and I'm gonna send pictures of my ankle.
don't do that.
Yeah, I think
Don't
my
do
ankle's okay.
that. Your ankle's okay? You sure?
Uh-huh.
All right.
So just put a little lotion on it.
Yeah.
Little lotion.
Yeah.
Okay, my wrist.
All right.
No face pictures yet.
Your wrist
Like,
across
you know
your chest with a bra on.
Hey,
That'll get them.
there we go.
They're like, God dang it. You saw how hard it is for her wrist to hold back there? But anything else you want to share?
I agree with Money Green about that. Just that I'm just trying to figure out where I need to be because everything that Money Green named, I've been at. I've been at the grocery store. I've been at Lowe's. I've been in line, aisle 7, because that's where the cereal is.
Yeah, but that's right. That's where the cereal is. But you in there looking for food. Everybody else in there looking at you. You like,
I've been at all of them. I've been to the club. I've been to church. I mean, I'm telling you, I've been all over. I might have to go out of town. I don't know. But maybe Money Green, he might surprise me and do a hookup.
all them thugs you had up
We'll
in
see
here.
what happens.
All them thugs that were
That was the problem. They were thugs.
at your house that day.
They were thugs.
Don't bring them to the studio.
That was just a party. That was just a party.
Do not bring them to the studio. Please don't do that.
Bring Snoop.
It's gonna be lyrics and thugs, or thugs and lies.
Right.
All right, that's it for the show. I'm Money Green. That is
Shay's on the mic and we out.
and lyrics and thugs. Holler at y'all next
Thugs
week.
and lies.
Thugs and lies next week on Thugs and Lies. Thugs and the woman that loved them next week.